Hi, I'm Sasha. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of clean makeup that you can find at Sephora. Clean makeup isn't an official certification or designation, however Sephora has their own label called Clean at Sephora. This is applied to products from a lot of different brands that are formulated without over 50 different ingredients. There have been a lot of fun new makeup products coming out that are designated as Clean at Sephora, so I wanted to test some of those out with you today and also show you some of my old favorites. So let's get right into it. To get started, we'll use a primer. This is the Ilia True Skin Radiant Priming Serum. This is a trial size, which is why it's so small. This one comes in a dropper. It's basically kind of an aloe vera based primer. So I usually just put a couple drops on my hand and then rub it into my face. I like to put this on after my moisturizer has absorbed a bit. This one is silicone free and has more of an aloe vera base, which I really like. Now that the primer has had a minute or so to sink in, I'm going to move on to foundation. Sephora has some really great clean foundation options. One of my favorites is the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. This is the shade Majorca. However, today I wanted to use the Bite Beauty Changemaker Foundation. This is the shade L15. I do really like the Ilia foundation as well, but this one is meant to be more of a high performance foundation, so I wanted to give it another try. Also, the shade L15 is pretty nice. It has a little bit of a peach undertone to it. I did a whole review recently on the Changemaker Foundation powder and their new lip crayons. I'll be sure to link that below. Now I'm going to use a little bit of this Biossance Squalene and Micronutrient Face Mist. I'm just going to spray it on the sponge and then pat that into the face. I like applying things with my fingers because I feel like the warmth and the texture of your fingers tends to work really well. But then I like to go in and finish with a sponge just so everything looks extra nice. Next I'm going to use a little of this Ilia True Skin Serum Concealer. This is the shade SC.5 or Arrowroot. That's a hard one to say. I'm just going to use a little bit of this anywhere where I feel like I have extra redness. You can also just build up your foundation a little bit here, but I wanted to try out this concealer. It seems like it's a little bit lighter than the foundation, kind of gives a little bit of an illuminating effect. I'm going to use a little bit under the eyes. I still need to do some color correction here, but this might help just illuminate it a little bit before I go in with that. It's very creamy and you have some time to work with it, but it dries down nicely. Now I'm going to use my trusty Glow Skin & Beauty Under Eye Concealer in beige. I didn't see a clean color corrector product at Sephora, but if you guys know of one, let me know because I would love to try it out. This seems to be layering well with the other concealer. It's not moving around too much and the colors are blending together smoothly. Now I'm going to go in with the Ilia Eye Primer. I've actually never used this one before either. It seems to be very white, which is kind of an interesting choice. I'm used to ones that are a little more like peach toned or tinted. It's a nice creamy formula and seemed to have pretty good reviews. Now I want to set my eyelids and under eye area with the Lawless Seal the Deal Translucent Setting Powder. I really like to use this under my eyes, especially to kind of set that color correcting concealer. I find that with the creamy concealers, they really do tend to move around during the day unless you do this. But you just want to make sure that you get all the creases out first because whatever you set in with the powder will stay the rest of the day. I also like to go over the eyeshadow primer because it gives a nice base for any makeup that I do afterwards. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using Lawless The Little One. It's a nice neutral palette with brown and gold shades. I really like this eyeshadow palette. I have a full tutorial with it that I'll link below. Today I'm going to be trying on lots of different lipstick shades, so I wanted to do kind of a soft neutral eye with this so it would look good with everything. I'm going to start with this shade here called Pony. It's sort of a soft matte brown. Just going to use it as a transition shade in the crease here. I'm going for more of a soft everyday look. I'm going to take a little bit more of that on the outer corners of the eyelids just to kind of lay down a base of color. Now I'm going to take this deep brown shade here called Smolder. I'm working it onto the edges of the eyelids and up into the crease. When I use deep colors like this, I try to make sure wherever I put my brush down first is where I want the most concentrated color. So in this case, I try to put my brush down starting near this outer corner of my eye near the lash line and then work it up into the crease to sort of diffuse it and blend it out. I'm going to take a little bit of this peachy brown shade here called Clutch. I'm just going to work that on the center of the lid. I want to have a bit more color and vibrancy here, but I don't want it to be too bright. Now I'm going to go back into Pony with a small smudge brush and just work this along the lower lash line. I'm also going to take a bit of this matte brown and work that into the outer corners. I want to keep it kind of soft and smudgy. I'm not looking to do like an eyeliner yet. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of this peachy brown shade here called Clutch and work that into the middle. Now I want to do a little bit of an inner corner highlight, so I'm going to use this beautiful shimmer and gold shade here called Luster. So now I'm going to use a little bit of this CoverFX high performance setting spray. Basically, I just spray it on my hand, then I dip my finger into it, then I dip that in the powder and pat on the eyeshadow. I find that using a setting spray like this really helps to make the product last, and it makes it so the glitter doesn't just fall all over my face and get in my eyes. You wouldn't have to use an expensive setting spray though, there are a lot of really great drugstore ones as well. Now I'm just going to take a smudge brush, dip it in the setting spray on my hand, dip that in the powder, and then work it on the lower lash line here. I'm just basically echoing the same thing that we did at the top. Moving on to eyeliner, today I'm using the Ilia Clean Line Gel Liner in Twilight. This is basically a twist up pencil in a beautiful black shade. I've never actually used this one before, so I'm excited to see how it works. Seems to be really creamy. It works really well. It's like a nice deep black tone. The color is nice and bold and it applies very smoothly. Doesn't seem like it's using a lot of it at once, so I think this would last a long time. Today I have this brand new Tarte Surfer Curl Mascara. The bristles on the brush are fairly spaced out and it kind of narrows at the end. I was really excited to try this because this is the first clean mascara by Tarte. Tarte's products are always cruelty-free, but they don't always meet the Clean by Sephora designation. I'm kind of surprised at how long it's making my lashes look. I really didn't expect that from something that was sort of more natural and clean. It's kind of an interesting brush. The bristles are kind of spaced out. It's not like a thick, bushy, volumizing mascara brush, but it really seems to be doing a good job of depositing the product on my lashes. I would say that because the bristles are a little more spaced out, I'm trying to make sure my lashes are all going in the same direction. I feel like it's a little harder to control the direction with this brush than maybe some with bristles that are closer together. Now I'm just kind of barely touching on the lower lashes here. I am going to go in with this lash comb though, just to sort of make sure the lashes are going in the proper direction. For blush today, I'm going to use the Kosas Color and Light in 8th Muse. This is a really pretty kind of minimalist package, and on the inside they have a cream blush and a cream highlighter. Today I'm just going to be using the blush from this compact. So it's pretty creamy, you don't really have to warm it up too much. I just put my finger in it and then sort of pat it on. I really like this shade, it's kind of a gorgeous deep rose. It doesn't take a lot to build it up, but I feel like it always looks very natural. It seems to be blending well with this foundation. Next I have this Aether Beauty highlighter. This is the Crushed Diamond Highlighter in Pink Diamond Dust. I believe this one actually has crushed diamonds in it. The founder mentioned that this is actually better for the environment to have real crushed diamonds, which is actually pretty interesting. Wow, this is a really pretty highlight. It's very sparkly. It's sort of that pink golden tone. I feel like it works really well with this eyeshadow. I'm using my finger just to blend it out and soften it, and take a little bit under the brows. For bronzer today, I have the RMS Beauty Sensual Skin Trio. I'm going to be using this shade here, which is the Madeira bronzer. So I just like to take this and sort of buff it in. This one's actually a little bit dark on me, so I don't like to use too much. I like to use it to warm up the face a little bit, so I put it near the hairline. I like to buff it in really well up there. Down the nose a little bit, and along the jaw and neck, just to blend everything together. I like how natural this formula is. RMS Beauty stuff tends to have really clean ingredients. I'm super excited because I actually have 4 different lip products to test out with you today. First I have the Bite Beauty Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Creme. This is the shade Sugarcane. This is a really beautiful kind of pink nude color. Bite Beauty actually just reformulated all of these to be completely vegan. I used this in my Bite Beauty review video, which I'll link below, but I really like this shade. It's just like a gorgeous pink nude color. If you're interested in clean beauty but you're looking for like a really vibrant shade, Bite Beauty has some absolutely stunning shades in this matte lip creme. So this shade Sugarcane I think looks really pretty with this look. I think this works really well for sort of an everyday matte look. While this is supposed to be a matte formula, I feel like it's a bit more of a satin finish. It doesn't sink into the lines of my lips too much, and I think it just looks really pretty. Now I'm going to take this one off really quickly so we can try a different lip color. Next I have the Aether Beauty Radiant Ruby Lip Creme in the shade Motivate. This one is a really pretty kind of bright pink color. It comes on a slightly angled doe foot applicator. So I'm just going to put this on. You can definitely tell this is a brighter shade, especially than the other one. Wow, this is a really pretty, like, vibrant lip color. I wasn't expecting it to be quite this bright. When I saw the arm swatches, I thought it was just a really pretty sort of pink coral. I didn't expect it to have this kind of vibrancy. I feel like this almost has like a bit of a 90s vibe or something. I think this would look really cool, especially like with a pastel eye look if you wanted to go for something really retro. This feels very lightweight and a bit creamy. I feel like it's kind of sinking in and becoming more matte each minute. Now I'm going to take this one off and try a different one. Next I have the Lawless Classic Cream Lipstick. This one is in the shade Wedding Day. This one is a really beautiful sort of pink tone nude. This entire release was nude tones and they tend to skew more towards brown. So this one is actually one of the more pink shades in the line. This is really beautiful and very creamy. I love this formula. There's kind of a nice scent to it. It's like a bit of a vanilla or something maybe. I think this is a really beautiful sort of everyday nude shade. I love that it has a bit of pink to it because a lot of nude colors tend to read very brown on me. I think this would look great with sort of a soft natural look like this, but I also think it would look nice with sort of a deep, bold, smoky night out kind of look. I really love the formula of this. It's very creamy and satiny. It reminds me of one of my favorite lipsticks, which is the Gen Nude line by Bare Minerals. Now I'm just going to take this off real quick and show you the last one. Next we have the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in the shade Malibu. This one is also sort of a gloss and it's more of a bright pink shade. This one isn't quite as vibrant as the Aether Beauty one though, it's more of a pink or mauve. This applicator is really interesting. It kind of looks like three things that have been glued together. It's got an interesting sort of scent to it. I think it's a bit of citrus or something. This one is really pretty too. It feels like it looks similar to my lip shade, but if it were made darker and more glossy. It feels very light and comfortable. It does have a bit of sort of like a citrusy taste or something. I'm not quite sure what it is. I love how it's kind of like a mid-tone bright pink where it's not neon pink, but it's not so soft you don't notice it either. Just to show you really quickly, this is the Bite Beauty Lip Crayon in Sugar Cane. This is the Aether Beauty Lip Creme in Motivate. This is the Lawless Cream Lipstick in Wedding Day. And this is the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in Malibu. Again, there's a variety of options with each of these. Just one thing to note is that the Lawless collection is mainly focused on nude shades, and I would say the Bite Beauty collection has the broadest shade range of all of these. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed it, please like it or consider subscribing. I post new beauty videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Central, and I'd love to see you there. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you can be the first to see my new videos. I'd love to hear if you're interested in trying any of these Clean at Sephora products or if there are any others you'd recommend. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.